Hey YouTube, I'm out here today out at the park to give you an example of the stoves that I previewed earlier. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to light each one and do a boil test. To start off with, I'm going to do the solo stove from lighting time to boil time, give you an accurate time. Go to the Esbit, go to the BSR, go to the Trangia style, and then I'll go to the Triad style. Alcohol. The last two will be the alcohol. The water temperature right now is 54 degrees, so they'll all be constant. I have all individual bottles for each test. The air temperature is like 46 degrees out, so I'm doing it outside in typical backpacking weather. Like you said, you can see right here, I've got the water set for 54 degrees right now. Let me get this fire started on the solo stove and we'll get started. Here we go. I've already went ahead and got my wood for the solo stove, so I did not take that time in account for cooking time. So we'll see what happens once I get this fire going. It has been raining, so it will be wet wood, so that's even a better example of what's going on, because it has to allow the wood to dry also. Solo stove normally with dry wood, and once it gets up to temperature, is smokeless for most of it. Of course, wet wood always smokes. So here we go, we got a fire going. We'll let it catch a little longer and then we'll start from there. I'll be using the wood over here I've already pre-cut it or pre-broke it, so we'll go from there. Unfortunately, I'll have to use my watch as a timer, so I've actually messed up. Okay, I'm back. Boy, that took a long time with wet wood. So to get to a 212 degree boil for 500 milliliters or 16 ounces, it took 19 minutes with wet wood. So I'm going to go ahead and make me a hot cup of tea while we continue on here. Now what I'll do is I'll let the pot cool down. I've got a fresh bottle of water here to start for the next test. Meanwhile, I'll let this go ahead and burn, and we'll be back in a minute. So, solo stove with wet wood in 45 degree weather with water temperatures of 55 degrees. Took 19 minutes. All right, guys, we're back. Next will be the Esbit solid fuel stove. Again, the water temperature is at 54.1 degrees. Air temperature is still in the mid 40s. We're gonna go with the solid fuel stove. Starting time will be right now. And we'll see what happens. Again, this is a Esbit solid fuel stove. There, we got a light going. Go ahead and put the. Okay, YouTube, we're back. It's taken right at 12 minutes for the Esbit stove to get to a rolling boil of 212 degrees, and it took almost little over 2 tabs to get the rolling boil of 212 degrees. So in a factor of half an ounce each tab, so it's going to take you 2 ounces to get a boil in this weather, which was, like I said, mid 40s, and the water temperature of 54, 55 degrees to get it to a boil. So your calculations from there if you go on a multi-day trip or however many meals you need. All right, here we go with the BSR 3000 burn. And it is. All right. Time has started. Again, water temperature is right around 54 degrees. Air temperature is right around 46, 45, 46. And let's see how long the BSR normally, and with a BSR canister or any canister stove, you're not supposed to have a windscreen because it could cause the canister to overheat and explode unless you have it far enough back or behind like a rock or something like that. But if you use a windscreen, make sure you have some distance so that the heat isn't reflected back to the canister. You just want to block the wind. Alrighty guys, it took the BSR 3000 canister stove exactly 7 minutes to get to the 212 degree boil. So we're doing pretty good here. Let me go ahead and get everything prepped up for the next one. The next one will be the Trangia style alcohol stove using heat, which is a gas line antifreeze water remover. It's very good for using. You can also use denatured alcohol or rubbing alcohol. So let me get everything set up for that test and we'll get going. Alcohol stove using heat. Now one thing with alcohol stove is when you go to light it, you really can't see the flame. You have to check to make sure it's lit. It'll take a second to prime, so we are at times mark. Okay, we're good to go. Now we'll just go ahead and start. It'll have to take a second to prime. Yep, it's running. So we'll see you in a few minutes. How you doing? Hey, how you doing today, guys? Well, it took 18 minutes for the Trangia to get a roll and boil going. Snuff it, you just drop the canister top on top. So again, it took 18 minutes for the Trangia without a windscreen. I would recommend a windscreen next time. We'll get the Varga Triad going and we'll see what happens from there. Thanks. We're back here for the last test, and before I get going, I just want to let you know that on the Trangia style alcohol burner, it took 1 ounce of alcohol or 1 ounce of the heat. All right, now for this one, this is the Trangia, this is the Varga Triad. What I like to do, sometimes if it hadn't already, you must have already done it. All right, so go ahead. All right, got that going. Like I said, we'll use a heat shield on this one. Again, the water temperature, everything is the exact same. Let's see how long it takes this. And our time is, all right, we'll get back to you shortly. All right, we're back with our last one. It's been 16 minutes right now, and we're almost there at a boil. So, and then after we get to the boil, I'll go ahead and do a measurement on how much fuel it did. We got like 0.4 degrees to go before we hit it. It's been 16 minutes. And there we go. So it's been a little over 16 minutes. All right. And let's see what our measurement is. So we burned almost 1.5 ounces, almost 2 ounces, actually more than that. We burned almost the whole 2 ounces for the Triad to boil the water to 212 degrees. It did take almost 4 minutes for the Triad before it did prime up and start burning. So that's probably the reason why it burned so much fuel. What I would recommend is getting a bottle cap if you're using it. Put a little bit in there, slide it under, light it, prime the Triad before you light it, let it warm up, and that'll increase your cooking speed or your burning speed so you won't burn as much fuel. Again, it took 16 minutes, a little over 16 minutes for the Triad with a windscreen to get primed and ready to go to burn, to boil 16 ounces of water. Thanks for watching, everybody, and See you next time.